Welcome to Cosmic Comics, Games and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Cosmic Comic, Games and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
Hi everyone, Daphne Lage here. Join Nita Lanning and me on the Ragin' to the Vlogs show, where we talk about everything, nothing, and all the bits in between. Looking for hour-long conversations about indie comics, social media marketing, and crowdfunding, with the occasional rant and story time? Head on over to the Ragin' 2 channel on YouTube, Mondays through Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern to join in the chat.
Hit the button.
Ed Gein, Demon Hunter, on Indiegogo. After a deranged demon escapes the bowels of hell, Satan is forced to send a damned soul back to Earth as a demon hunter. Armed with a sacrificial dagger, Ed returns to his old stomping ground to capture the demon before the universe is destroyed. Ed Gein, Demon Hunter. Issues 1 and 2 available now on Indiegogo. Prepare for the ultimate face-off.
We've crossed paths more than once. I've whispered in your ear, shown you harmless little temptations. I am unknowable, yet you know me intimately. But you can always know me better. Collected here are 20 twisted tales that will thrill, chill, incite, and delight you from some of the most imaginative minds your species has to offer. This exclusive Indiegogo printing of The Devil You Know Better will be limited and numbered, with signatures from Mike Barron and Hart D. Fisher. Stretch goals achieved for this campaign will add interior chapter illustrations by Stefano Cardacelli. The Devil You Know Better. Back it on Indiegogo today, while you still can.
Your favorite podcast is Critical Blast.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at CriticalBlast.com, Chief Envelope Licker for Critical Blast Logistics, Myopic Proofreader for Critical Blast Publishing, and I answer the phones now and then for Critical Blast Consulting. How is everybody tonight on this, not a Friday, as we have discovered, it's still Tuesday. We get the Thank God It's Friday, TGIF. From now on, so happy it's Tuesday. Let's go with that. Oh, so happy it's Tuesday. We should make that a thing. It should trend. Get that hashtag going on Twitter tonight and link the podcast in it. That would be something that will never happen. Active chat already. We've got Mr. Mike Walters out here. Already stopped by to like and share the stream. Always appreciate that. Get more eyeballs on the projects that we spotlight. And tonight, that spotlight is going to shine on Cross Comics and the return of the Canadian Shield. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I am good. And are you sure it shouldn't be, oh my God, it's only Tuesday?
Well, yeah, but then it does. Then you can't do the OSHI. You know what it comes out to.
Yeah.
You got to make the acronym work, man. I used to
True.
put TGIF on the end of my. I used to put TGIF on the end of my tennis shoes. Everyone thought it was like, thank God it's Friday. I was like, no, that's a reminder. Toes go in first.
Yeah, that's a good one. I've heard that before.
So that's a great big Canadian shield standing behind you there. Where'd that come from?
Well, thanks to Chris and Diana, who you've had on before, I found out about a site that makes cardboard cutouts, and I went and purchased basically a life-size Canadian shield. He is 8 foot tall, so I got an 8 foot tall cardboard cutout, if you will.
I have a lot of photos that I would love to do that to, but I'll need a house to put them in, not a room. Walk among the cardboard cutouts of all my imaginary friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really cool. Is that is that like your personal cutout, or is that like something that's going to be on a campaign sometime?
Well, right now it's my personal cutout. I got John Dillard to do the thing for it, and I ordered it so I can bring it to campaigns, maybe have it in behind me when I'm doing shows. It's especially good, I think, during this campaign to have them behind me, especially when I'm putting my, my ugly mug on the.
That's why I got Batgirl and Harley Quinn behind me. People are just like, I don't know what he's saying. I'm too busy looking at those Al Bigley drawings up there.
Yeah, but I figure they see that it's a draw.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Canadian Shield. What is this? Canada's answer to Captain America? I mean, who is this guy? I've talked about him before, but it's been like what 500 years since you've been on the show with the Canadian Shield on.
Yeah, something like that. I think he's really a mixture of different things. I think there's probably going to be aspects of Captain America eventually in him. Obviously, there's a lot of Superman in him, and probably some other stuff that I can't think of off the top of my head. A little bit of me mixed in there too. Because writing and all that. And,
well, sure,
creating
put a little bit of yourself in it. And Remo Williams is a smartass, largely because I am. So, I can get away with saying a lot of stuff through him. And you probably do the same thing, putting words in the Canadian Shield's mouth, which you can do because he's your character.
Yeah. And, I'm planning on writing. Well, I had somebody write, I think, the first couple with me, so to speak, but I gave them more the credit than me. I gave them, the concept, and then they ran with it. But aside from the first 1 or 2 issues, I'm probably going to be writing this next 16 after that, and hopefully I can get a 16 or 17. Hopefully I can get a new writer on him after that. That way people can read those issues, whatever writer, and then get a feel for him, just like, Batman and Superman and all that, they had different real writers from the beginning, I guess, the creators were on it for the first little while till somebody got to know them,
Yeah, they were. This is I've got a topic that I want to bring into this. And before I can do that, I've got to say that you're not just putting out the Canadian Shield this time, but you've got a new character, Snowdrift, who's going to have her own book on this campaign.
Yes.
Have we seen her before, or where are we? What's her first appearance? Canadian Shield 2 or Snowdrift 1?
I'd say technically it's in the Canadian Shield #1. She has like 2 minute guest appearances that you don't really realize it's going to be her. There's like on the, I think the second or third page, or maybe the first page, I have in the first one I have a monitor. Oh, not a monitor, a wall of monitors, and in one of the smaller monitors, you see her in her suit in that.
Okay.
it's supposed to be like a Hall of Time. I created that, for my my narrator of my books, if you will. I've introduced the narrator of my books. I was writing the Canadian Shield. I'm like, who the heck is narrating this?
The Canadian Monitor.
Well, no, his name's Keeper. He's in what I call the Hall of Time, which is way out in space somewhere, that nobody can really get to. And he basically records all of time for God.
Okay.
Yeah,
In case God wants to reminisce sometime, sit down with the old photo album.
yeah,
Kick
something
back
like
on the
that.
celestial couch and turn pages.
Well, there's that plus, judgment. We're supposed to, he goes over our lives and all that. So, it's the recording, of our lives.
Yep. The whole book that we get to see. Flit Amaranth, good to see you in the chat, sir. Thank you for popping in. I have no idea what those what those symbols mean, but I see a cat and I see a black square. So
okay, I just see a black cat.
Oh, well, I see an orange cat and then a black square. Maybe they're supposed to merge in maybe StreamYard's not letting me see it. Let me look at when it pops up on my YouTube. Okay. On my YouTube, I see a black cat. That's weird. It's been separated into two pieces on mine. And when I show it on the screen, I don't know if you can see the.
Yeah. It's the orange cat, orangish yellow
That's
cat.
Cool. That's cool. Boy, that distracted me. The reason I bring up that you got a new character, Snowdrift, is that there's absolutely nothing Canadian about Snowdrift in terms of her name and her identity. With the Canadian Shield being, I believe, your premier hero, your first guy.
Yeah, he was my first one. For me, I've tried to make it 7 premier heroes. I'm just bringing them out one after the other, if you will. Like my next campaign will feature 3 heroes with their own books, and then 4 up to 7. And that's going to be crazy when I get there. But hopefully, hopefully by the time I get there, I'm on my own website.
Hero Shack Press is in the stands here tonight, cheering you on. Thanks for showing up, Chris and or Diana or both, whichever whoever's running whoever's driving the bus tonight. But what I was thinking was, it's interesting that with Marvel and DC, when you have heroes that are outside of the United States, so to speak, because we've got Captain America. Boom. Yeah. There you go. There's your nationalistic hero by name, at least, if not by actions. But anytime there's like, oh, who's the Japanese hero? Oh, it's Sunspot, Rising Sun. Who's the who's the hero from Australia? Oh, it's the Tasmanian Devil. The hero from Ireland, Jack O'Lantern. They always seem to like incorporate their nationality into their superhero identity. They can't just be super guy or something, or Ultraman or something. They always seem to have to tell you where they're from by way of their costume.
Yeah.
So why did the Canadian Shield identify so much with his? I'm gonna say country, even though I have been told Canada's not a country; it's a dominion. A dominion of provinces that all operate like countries unto themselves.
Well, when he actually gets a suit, he doesn't even realize he's in Canada per se. Well, he might yes and no, because he's a Native American from the early 1800s that gets transported through time by God to present day. And the suit is from the future, developed in some secret Canadian government lab, to give somebody power, the suit to give them powers, and God takes it from the future and brings it back.
God's a thief.
Hey, everything's God's, right?
All it belongs to me anyway.
But yeah, he brings it back through time and sets it down almost right in front of where he's bringing the Canadian Shield, which Canadian Shield lived in Hamilton area, which is where I live, in his time, but I put him up in the middle of nowhere we don't want culture shock. Don't
No,
want him
no, no.
going down into downtown Hamilton in 2021 or
So
what.
so you got a guy who's like not smart in terms of modern technology. He has no idea what's going on in the world,
Yeah.
and you have this pretty much alien suit drop down in front of him as soon as he appears. What I need to know is Gary Newberry singing "Believe It or Not"? I'm walking on air while all this happens.
I don't know. That has been made a comparison before. The Greatest American Hero.
And great show. So if you're
Yeah.
gonna be compared to something, be compared to something good.
Yeah, and I actually have both seasons of it. I have the whole series, anyways, on DVD. But
I used to have the metal box that came with a cape.
ooh, that would have been
Yeah,
nice.
it came with a cape and an iron-on of the chest thing. If I wanted to buy red pajamas and cosplay, I guess, but I sold it.
But with him appearing in the suit, there, he's not sure what to make of the suit, really. But an angel appears and tells him to put on the suit and travel south. And then he starts learning about that this suit gives him superpowers and stuff like that.
Oh, it's that's what I was trying to hit. Woody says it's looks like a masked wrestler from across the wrong border. Yeah, we don't. Are there masked? Are there, what would you call lucha libre? Lucha libre. Yeah. That's it's not lucha libre. It's lucha libre. And it is Chris driving the Hero Shack bus. And yes, Canada is a dominion. I learned this because I sent a bunch of packages to Ontario and said, hey, send these to the rest of Canada. And it was just as expensive as if I'd have sent them individually from here, because he said, oh, yeah, they're all individual countries, really. Canada is a dominion. It's not a country. There's no country of Canada.
Yeah, well, I'd say it's still a country, but it's only really that expensive because we, having dealt with our postal service and sent stuff, and that is the tracking's on it, just like you guys in the States, but they don't reduce it, and it's mandatory. You can't take it off, yet they charge you for it anyways.
Oh yeah, yeah. But like,
So that
to send,
so that
packages from Ontario to Ontario is cheaper than sending packages from Ontario to Newfoundland of the same weight, and we don't have that here because we can send anywhere within the United States. If it's the same weight, it's going to be the same cost. I can send it to New York. I can send it to California. I can send it across town. It's going to be the same cost.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it would be the same cost no matter where. But I guess I've never
it's the
really
same cost to other provinces, but within the same province, it's still cheaper. So it's weird. I've decided to rethink how I ship to Canada. I've got to do that to make things work. Luchadors are, well, I don't know. Most of them are a little more decorative than the Canadian Shield, but yeah, the thing about the Canadian Shield that I'm looking at this costume here is like, I hate wearing white, especially if you're going to fight in it. That thing's going to get dirty and grass stained and sweat pitted. I'm assuming whatever weave it's made out of is just completely dirt and oil resistant.
Yeah, I think so too. It's made to protect during battle. Like knives and gunfire. So I'm sure for the most part it's dirt proof. If you're gonna make it gun proof, why not make it or bulletproof? Why not make it?
Yeah, just make it phobic of everything. It won't even get wet in the rain. He'll stay dry. Mike Walters brings in the trivia about the Believe It or Not. William Catt, who voiced Ralph, also went on to voice Green Guardsman in the Justice League Legends episode. I love that episode. The whole Earth 2. I mean, if they weren't going to bring in the Justice Society, they could at least do what they did. And
no, was that? I don't think that was Earth 2. That was the imaginary one, the cartoon from their unit from the originals.
But here's the thing, because it was the comic book that Hal Jordan used to, or not Hal Jordan, Stewart.
Yeah,
Um,
John Stewart.
John Stewart would read when he was a kid of these parallel superheroes. But what brings up the JSA aspect of this is that in the origin of the Barry Allen Flash, when he got his superpowers, he
Yeah,
said, "I'm just like the Flash in those comics I used to read as a kid," because
yeah. Okay.
before he found Earth 2, Earth 2 existed only in comics.
Yeah.
And when they came to Earth Prime, the Flash came to Earth Prime and met Julius Schwartz. He found out that, oh my God, everyone in my world here is a comic book in this world. So there's this tradition of, if you're on another Earth here, if you're on another Earth, you're in a comic book in somebody else's Earth. I don't know who's reading this one because they're not getting their money's worth out of it.
Yeah.
They're probably on the
Well,
internet
well-
and on their dimension complaining about it all. Oh, it's gone all crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, this is some SJW comic. There you go.
Can you believe these podcast comics? What are they thinking? This is never going to sell. And Canadian Shield side story: Manly Cougar in the laundromat fighting stubborn grass stains. You know what that means. I don't. So,
Oh, that's
let's get
it.
into
That's Manly Cougar is what his his alter ego's gonna eventually be.
oh, okay. So that's his Native American name, Manly Cougar.
Well, his Native American name is Man Like Cougar,
Oh, okay.
and
Makes
eventually
sense.
that's gonna be shortened to Manly Cougar.
He's trying to make it sound like a name, a name.
Well, somebody else is going to for him, and he's gonna end up begrudgingly agree.
Even better when it does that. So I'm looking at this cover here. I'm like, the first thing I see is like this. It looks like one of the Galactus's heralds. If I were to say, oh, that guy's a herald of Galactus. Look at the sharp armor things coming off the side of his head. They may be ears. He might be a Green Goblin kind of character. But
they are ears.
They are ears. Never mind then. What are the glowing bits here though? Because that's what throws me off. You see the brain sees two dots in a line and you cannot not see a face.
Well, the whole thing is obviously the fire behind him, trying to light him up a little bit, but are you talking about the green spots on the
Yeah, the stuff right there in the front that makes him look like an alien shaped jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, there's sort of looks like a face. Well, his arms are crossed over that. He has some sort of a thing on his chest. I'll call it a chest plate, but it's not really a chest plate, and it contains, like toxins and all that, so he can, shoot out toxins out of his guns or, blast, what type of blast?
So he's kind of like Chemo, that mindless toxic waste dump in DC comics that used to wander around shooting toxic waste at stuff.
Yeah, and he's got radioactive blast there. That's the word. He can shoot like radioactive blast from his hands. Maybe eventually his eyes. I haven't really thought about that. I've only done it with his hands.
But he's going to be. Oh, here we go. Okay, now that all I had to do was just look further down. This looks like the exact same image almost. Just
yeah, it is. I took that image. I thought it looked really cool, and then manipulated a little bit. I thought it would look, mysterious on the cover.
So are you doing the art in this?
No, the art on this is by a guy named Efren A. Crespo. He messaged me a few years ago about wanting to do stuff. Unfortunately, this will probably be his last issue with me. His art is great, but he is extremely slow.
That's a complaint I hear a lot with people who have to hire artists. Is they're at the mercy of the schedule of the artist. So.
Yeah, but like I said, I like his art. He did the penciling and the inks. I'm doing all the coloring on this.
Okay, well, coloring still looks good. Is Man Like Cougar? Does he speak English?
Yeah, he. At first, it's going to be broken English. He's learned English back in his time, because having to deal with, people who speak
I didn't know how
English.
far back he was coming from. So,
Yeah, approximately the early 1800s.
oh, okay. Then, yeah, very likely.
And around this area. And this area was fairly settled back then.
So we're getting several pages here of the battle scene. Looks like he's given up. He's like, okay, don't shoot. I quit. Don't fire the gun, which is, of course, as soon as you do that, the invitation is like, yeah, come on, shoot me. My hands are up. I'm begging you to.
He's like, yeah, buddy, I'm trying to talk here, I'm not trying to, infringe on you or anything. The villain's just not having it.
Yeah. It's, if I knew the line, I'd be quoting Greedo right now, as he's firing at Han Solo. It's like, I can almost put the word bubbles in here. It's like, hey, I don't want any trouble. Jabba wants me to bring you to him.
Yeah.
And then we got the some appearances here of the next book you're doing. Now, this is going to be the second title in your book line?
Yeah. Snowdrift, as it obviously says there.
There it says, yes. Title's right there in my face. So this is origin story page?
Yeah, this is an origin story. That's the cover, and this is an origin story for her. Just like I did an origin story with Canadian Shield with his first book.
Okay, so we can see here that this guy's lighting a fire. He's melting some snow in his hand or something, or water.
No, well, she was, when he brought her in, she's like frozen, pretty much solid or close to solid. And well, he doesn't know that really. He just found her out in the snow, and he's bringing her in to try and see whether he can revive her.
Yeah. So he's giving her resuscitation here, and to which she says, "I did not consent."
Yeah, well, she didn't exactly know that was what was going on. She hasn't realized she's been frozen for 70 years.
Whoa, hang on a second now. So this is going to be a theme with you, bringing people from the past, waking them up in the present.
No, this is, well, I probably do have a couple other minor characters that happens to, but this is the last.
You got
thing
two, the Canadian Shield and Snowdrift, man. That's enough. That's a pattern.
Yeah, it is. Well, I was thinking at the time when I created them, I wanted to do some sort of social difference, from their time to our time, Now I haven't really written a lot of that in yet. How crazy things are, different from when they were. But then again, when I actually wrote these, things weren't even as crazy as they are now.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. When I write the Destroyer, and the people who wrote the Destroyer for decades before me, it was always social satire. They would take something silly going on and make it sillier, and I'm like, I can't. It's like I cannot satirize anything going on in the world today because it's already at 0 point. Yeah, Hero Shack's saying it's a secret love. Yes, this is Outlander in Canada.
Yeah, well, I will admit eventually these two are going to become an item, but there's nothing romance here. Like everybody wants to put.
Hey, as soon as you get a close up on face, lip on lip, they're gonna get together. He's gonna marry her someday.
Now, well, I haven't said this, I think, too many places. Back before she was frozen in time, sort of like Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Captain America. She was married, so she had a husband way back when. So that's another reason to slap. Like, you're not my husband.
So how old is she physically?
She's probably around late 20s, maybe early 30s.
Okay.
Because she was sometime in the early 20s. She was born, and she was going to college, university in probably in the early 40s. And approximately 51, 52 is when she gets buried in ice and snow.
Okay. So very, very, very outside chance that her husband's still alive.
Yeah. Well, I will say that I do have a thing where he is still going to be alive.
Here comes the triangle. This is
Well,
yes, we're pandering to the shippers. Yes.
well, well, he's going to be like over 100 years old, and she's already declared dead. So,
Yeah.
you know,
She just passed herself off as a granddaughter and get in the will that way, so that that the estate can go to her.
yeah. Well, this guy here helps her set up her new life. As a new person. She goes from being Nancy Brown to Christy North.
Okay. Because Nancy Brown is too uncommon a name. I mean,
Well,
they'd say, no, you can't be Nancy Brown. She died 70 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. And somebody giving somebody new idea and all that, they always change your name, right? So, and then it just happens to be she ends up getting cold powers.
Yeah, so we don't see any of that on these pages here, but I'm guessing that whatever caused her to get frozen did a number on her genes while she was out.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have it more. God did the number on her genes, sort of put her in suspended animation, and made she's buried under snow and ice, so he sort of makes it become one with her.
You'd think that God, being God, could do things a lot simpler. It's like, guess what? I need you to have snow powers now. Not the whole, I'm going to take you away from your family. We're going to bury you under some ice. I'll come back and get you later.
Yeah,
but
then again, she wouldn't be, if he didn't wait for the 70 years, she wouldn't be able to be a hero in the here and now, per se. It would have been back then. And maybe it's better for him that she's a hero in the here and now and not back then.
He works in mysterious ways, his comic books to create. So looking at the way your universe is set up, which is a theistic universe, God is a real person in your universe. I'm not saying he's not a real one in this one. I'm just saying that in comic books, it's always like, God-ish, kind of, sort of, the one above all. They
all have their, DC, the presence,
Oh, yeah. DC Comics has a heaven. We've been to it. It's got a hell. We've been to it. Mr. Terrific's been to both. He's still an atheist. I haven't figured out what's wrong with him yet. But he's brought the Canadian Shield back from the past to this time. He's brought Nancy Brown back from the past to this time. What's happening at this time that he's bringing his legion of super dead people forward? Because if he's bringing them all here, it's not because, hey, I need you to use some snow powers to save this kitten in this tree, and I need you to be really strong in this alien suit to put out this fire. Something's forming in the Cross Comics universe.
Yeah, well, I guess villains are going to be starting to rise. Like, Toxico, like if the Canadian Shield wasn't there, he wouldn't have been there to stop him. Or if he gets stopped.
Yeah.
We can't. Or to prevent, some loss of human life or whatever. I don't want to give too much away.
Okay. So who's making the villains?
Satan, probably.
Could it be Satan? You're probably too young to get that reference. I need to get that clip and add it into my video clip library. Get the old Mike Myers, or Dana Carvey. Could it be Satan? Is a church lady. Then I'd probably get flagged for using it. But does Nancy or Christy learn that she has ice powers in this first book, or is it like sort of like the last page where she's shocked?
Well, no, she'll learn a few pages from the end. The last page is you actually seeing her in her costume, admiring herself in a mirror. In fact,
so she makes a costume.
Yeah, if you go up to the tiers, the traditional one, right there. Oh, you just passed it. It's the one above the action figure. Right there. You see, there's the last page. That was made today. Not the big thing, but on the perks right there.
Oh, okay. So that is the last page of the book right there,
Yeah,
and that's drawn by John Dillard,
Yeah.
who stole the back end of the Canadian Shield and made the buckler.
Yeah. But yeah,
Um,
that's a traditional page I got him to do so somebody can get, for that, the only page done traditionally in the book. And I figured the page where you first see her in costume in the book would be the best page to do.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I love that
traditionally.
page. So she obviously says, "Hey, I've got powers. I guess I better put a costume on and do something with them."
Yeah.
Even though she's from the 1940s when there were no superheroes, no such concept of superheroes in
Well,
this universe.
I wouldn't say that.
Uh-oh. From comic books or from real life in this universe?
Both.
Okay.
I've actually created a comic book universe within my comic book, Merge Comics, which basically combines DC and Marvel characters.
Oh, okay, cool. I missed the amalgam universe. I'd like to have that back.
Yeah, although my combining is a little different.
Well, they'd have to be, sure, because they got copyrights.
I combined Iron Man and Batman. That's pretty, typical. I combined Superman with Spider-Man. Because, their morality and all that, they got a lot of the same colors. So I figured that
you're going to have to do a Merge Comics special at some point in the Cross Comics universe. You know that.
Yeah.
Just a little one shot, just to, inside the world of Cross Comics. There's the Merge Comics universe. Okay, so God is, not playing dice with the universe, but more like chess, and he's moving these pawns around. Is he telling them anything? I mean, is there any celestial communication going on to either character? You're here because
there's a little bit with Canadian Shield because he does have a little bit of a guide for, I'm not sure how, at least probably close to the first 18 issues or close to it, called, the angel that appears in the first one, Messenger. Simply just Messenger. He sometimes appears and sends them on little missions or whatever, like in the book he comes across Toxico by himself the first time, but then Toxico is doing a little something at a power plant that God needs to get him there a little quicker, so say you need to be here. So Messenger appears and says, "Hey, got a bit of a mission for you."
Okay, so you got a middleman.
Yeah,
because I'm thinking for a Native American from the early 1800s, what would he even believe in about God for God to choose him to be his avatar in the future?
Man like Cougar has accepted Christ. He's as I put it in the first book, accepted the God of the white man.
Okay.
So he has actually become a Christian. And and one of the first things he says in the book is, like, my people have rejected me because I've accepted the ways of the God of the white man, and the white man's rejected me because I'm my heritage. I'm an Indian. What do I do? What do you want me to do, God?
You're screwed, dude. Yeah.
And then
let me take you to a more tolerant time called the 21st century.
A semi more tolerant time. Tolerant in
yes.
different ways.
Hey, Pops, good to see you out there, man. So let me go back to the top here so we can start going through the tiers. And man, you got to do something about this logo, man. I'm being serious here. I look at this all the time, and all I see is Anadia Heil.
Yeah, but it gets your attention, right?
I know, but I got to look at it close and hard to read the logo, and you want your logo to jump off. I get what you're going for. I do. You're getting that whole Canadian flag motif going there. I'm like, boy, if you just made them all the same, the font is fine, the layout is fine. But if you just made them all white and then just took that middle A and turned it into a maple leaf, I think you'd have a whole lot more instant recognition. Hey, Pops, how you doing, man?
Because I'm on 2 streams at once right now.
Oh, he just climbed over the fence and into the studio. He's got his own stream going right now, I guess. I don't think we were simulcasting, but probably could.
I'm on the horror show with Brian Christoff right now.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, Brian's doing a horror show. Hey, tell Brian about The Devil You Know better. Yeah, he likes horror. Get that over there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Because hey, I've got a crowdfunder and it's not doing that well.
Sorry to hear.
It's not a comic book. So.
Do you have that digitally?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. You got lighter on me.
I said, do you have that digitally? The book?
No, not yet. Because this is the whole point of this one is that it's a hardcover, signed and numbered. With extra art added. The paperback right now is available on Amazon, and I will be converting that to digital real soon here. It's just that it's got a special font in it, and I have to get the software that saves it into a Mobi and changes all the fonts and then take all the line spacing out. It's just a lazy thing for me right now. But once I've got it, then I'll load it up to Ingram Spark and say, okay, here's the ebook version.
Yeah, because I think I looked at it. It's just the shipping, crazy shipping, and then the exchange rate and all that. So
I know. Especially with Canada. I mean, with international shipping anywhere else, I'm going to bundle it, but I can't bundle Canada. I don't even know what it said for the shipping would be on Canada. Probably $21. Because it's
Well, then $21. I had another like 25% onto that.
Oh yeah, it sucks. Flit says that I'm not the first person to come at you with this logo thing, so I'll just back off. Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Yeah, I just fell in, like you said, what I'm doing with the whole Canadian flag thing, and unfortunately with, it's red on the side, maybe I should, do you think if I made the top A's red as well? Because
I think you just made the C's, the S, the D, and the N the same shade of white, and took that middle A. I'm pointing to the screen like you can see it when I'm pointing to this one.
I can. I could.
This one right here. This A right here. Take that A out. Put a maple leaf there, a red maple leaf, and everyone's going to know it's an A, even though it's a maple leaf, and they'll see because of the other white letters. They'll say, "Oh, Canadian Shield," and obviously maple leaf in there. Not Captain Canuck, but better because Captain Canuck is gone.
Well, he's still around, but
is he?
Yeah, I've seen the guy a few times at Comic Cons here in Hamilton. And they redid him about 10 years ago. They did a reboot of him, a new look and all that from the 70s.
Okay, because that's the one I had. I had the first issues from the 70s. I want to say Neil Adams was doing them, but I think I'm just associating that because it came to me in a batch of comics that had Ms. Mystic.
No, it was what was his name? I know his name. I actually took an art class with him in Mohawk College up here, the community college.
Yeah. Oh, Hero Shack's got a design idea. Maybe you could just keep the lettering the colors they are, but change the outline color on the red letters from black to white. That would make them pop a little bit more and keep your color scheme going.
Yeah.
And then you could outline the white letters with red and get rid of black entirely. Thoughts abound. It's not our book. We're just telling you what we see as customers. And what jumps off the shelf at us. You can get the featured perk, which is both the books signed for $35 Canadian dollars.
Plus shipping.
Plus shipping to the US. So that's
it's about, I think, $38. I think it's $10 US that I did that. So
we can help you with that, right?
We can what?
We can help you with that shipping to the US, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, if I get a lot, I will definitely think about 5 or 6 copies, which I'm at right now or whatever. It's not probably worth it much for that. But
I hear you. Yeah, it's 5 to 10 is probably in the area where it's starting to get worth it, actually. But we can talk about that long way down the road. You've still got 57 days left on this campaign.
Yeah.
Because you just started this thing.
Yeah.
9 backers. You got 2 claimed here, so we know you got 4 books already done.
Yeah.
Right there. These will be signed by you.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. You're
Yes.
going to get artist signatures, or
Unfortunately, well, I'm the colorist, so
there you go. Yeah.
colorist, and creator.
I know that artists these
Ah.
days are all over the world. It's almost impossible to. It's
Yeah.
not feasible to ship things like to Brazil and the Philippines and expect to get them back within a year.
Yeah.
They're taking their time. For a mere $3 Canadian, I don't even think that registers in the U.S. as real money. You can get both of these in digital form.
No, you get your choice for that one.
Oh, choice. Oh, then for $6, get both of them.
Actually, for a little bit less than 6, because I think I did 5 Canadian, so I think it ends up being 4 American.
Oh, you combine. I was thinking just back this one twice, but you've already combined it into one here. So yeah, $5 Canadian, which is basically the cost of a can of Coke at the gas station. You can get both of these in digital. And then you got the same choices in physical. This is where, $15 Canadian is only $12 for either a book. These are, I'm going to guess, the standard 22-ish pages.
Yeah.
Floppy sized.
Yeah, I think one might be 22, the other 23 or 24 pages.
Well, it's got to be 24. It can't be 23.
Well, I mean 23 pages of story.
Okay.
Yeah. If I have, obviously, if I have 22 pages or 23 pages, I have to throw ads or something in there to fill up the extra page or two. And
you can, of course, get either one of them signed for an extra $5. That's good. Put value on yourself, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I'm not too big yet, so I figure $5 is good. And I'll probably always keep that $5 because you don't want to, as much of a pain as it is sitting there and doing signature after signature, repetitive. You don't want to, I think, outprice yourself, And then if you're at a Comic-Con, you're probably doing it for free anyways,
Oh yeah.
If you're in Artist Alley, you're just doing it for free. So, I've got a lot of stuff at Artist Alley, and they say, "You want my signature?" Sure.
Oh, Pops, I have no idea. He's asked me a technical question here, and I'm not sure if you're in somebody else's studio that you can get in yours. I don't think you can. You don't have admin rights from the studio that you're in to hop over. You'd actually have to open StreamYard in another tab and go in that way. You can't do it from the studio.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, because I bet you're trying to go grab that video and show it to him. Oh, yeah, it doesn't work that way. Sending the link to the campaign. It's and if you're watching here, the link to that campaign. First of all, the first link below everybody is to Rick's campaign over at Cross Comics. Below the video, first link will take you to this campaign. Second link will take you to the campaign for our Critical Blast publication, The Devil You Know Better. Always put ourselves second, put the guests first. It's a polite thing to do. But Pops, click that link and send that to Brian. That's what you want. Name that firefighter. So this is one of these ones where the firefighters are going to have their names not on their butts, are they?
Yeah. Well, usually a firefighter.
Is this a Canada thing?
I don't know. I looked at a bunch, and it's either at the top or not quite on their butts, but not technically.
Oh, it's at the bottom of their jacket.
Yeah.
You still got to look at their butt to get their name. We're not dogs. We don't greet each other by looking down there first. But move that up to the shoulders, man.
Yeah, I can do that. I just thought it was a neater thing. But, there's 2 on page 6, panel, I think it's panel 2. There's 2 firefighters that are in the way that they're facing the camera or whatever in the shot that you should see their names, So I figured try and offer that, for $10 extra. Then the
Are
comic.
they taking a leak against the wall?
No, that's they're
Okay.
on the back of the fire. They're on the back of the fire truck.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a little postage stamp thing in the campaign on my monitor here, so it's hard to tell. It'll make more sense in the page, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
I was
Now
just
there's the
wondering.
thing. I'm not sure with how big the page is. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to read the name. But
There is
maybe
that.
if you get a magnifying glass, you'll be able to see it and say, "Hey, that's me. I'm the
Yeah, yeah.
firefighter."
And let's hope your name's not Rumpelstiltskin or something, that's going to cause it to wrap around.
Yeah, really make me work for it there.
Yeah. Tell them they only have so many letters to play with. But for $30, you can name the firefighter and get the Canadian Shield number 2 signed.
Yeah.
Gotta slow down. Alcohol's doing its work. Getting in the way of my tongue. This is the Lorenzo.
Yeah. As you know, Lorenzo goes around. He's always asking for 2 of everything on the campaign or the basic.
I got to show Lorenzo my campaign.
So, on my first campaign, he asked for it, and then I made the tier. What am I going to call this? What am I going to call this? I'm just going to name it Lorenzo.
The Lorenzo. Yeah. It's like, it's like when somebody comes into your restaurant all the time and orders, a specific sandwich made a certain way, you name it after them and you put it on the menu.
Yeah.
So this is the Lorenzo.
All my campaigns have a double thing, this one, 2 Canadian Shield, 2 Snowdrift, 2 of each.
Double. Yeah. Perfect. And they're signed. So, so you got 4 autographs there. eBay, here we come. Woo! And then this one here, this is 350. This one, wow, is the original John Dillard artwork for the final page. Now this is as you say, it's the traditional artwork, which means he, pencil in hand, ink pen in hand.
Yeah.
What is this? 11 by 14? Did he work on Bristol boards or
11 by 17?
11, oh, bigger. That's huge. So that's, I'm sure I've got 11 by 17 frames on the wall here, but I can't show you any of them because the stream will get yanked. Yeah, I know. They're those kind of pictures. It's tarot, Witch of the Black Rose. Look, it's 11 by 17 streamed down. Oh,
and of course, that artwork also comes with Snowdrift number 1 signed. Because what good is getting the artwork without getting the book?
If you don't get the book, yeah. You know what? I would get, if you're going to get this tier, folks, get the book and then get a non-signed book and then take the artwork and the non-signed book to your local Hobby Lobby, frame shop, whatever. Take a razor blade. I know. And cut that last page out so that you can put the printed page next to the original artwork page just for provenance. Trust me, it'll make it more valuable than just having the book by itself. If you really want to, you can maybe like fold the book back so that you keep it complete. It'll be a little bit creased, but at least it will be complete still, I guess. So yeah, you could fold it back, put the book in there with that page showing, and then the artwork page. And people can see, oh, you bought that piece of original art. That's cool.
And then if people still want to get the Canadian Shield 2, it is available as an add-on.
You mean the Canadian Shield? Oh, yeah, the single issue, sure.
Yeah, because I figured if they want the artwork, maybe because I figured because that Snowdrift just offer Snowdrift with it, and then do on the back end the add-ons, and it's a little cheaper than the add-on for Canadian Shield's a little cheaper than with both books, or about as cheap as if you were to get both books.
Add-ons are a nice feature. This one's a big boy. This one's $450 for action figure and the copy of the comic book signed, but he is a bulky action figure. He's
8 inches tall.
Oh, he's thick. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. See, I created a scale for myself for my characters because I'm going to get a whole bunch more done eventually. But 1 inch for a foot. So 8 inches, 8 feet, or 8
He's
feet,
8 foot tall?
Yeah.
Holy cow! He's a monster.
Yeah.
He was a beast back in 1800s.
Yeah. He's a beast even before he gets the suit.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, an 8 foot tall Native American. Yeah. And they
From
called
the-
him Man Like Cougar, and they didn't call him like Man Like Grizzly. 'Cause
Well,
he'd be
because
big.
he's fast and agile on his feet and all that, you know. He can be stealthy when he needs to be.
Oh. So these are made by Rex Barja. Is Rex who is Rex Barja?
I
Obviously makes custom figures.
He's from the Philippines. I believe Tank Ferret introduced me to him or gave me the name. I looked him up on Facebook, talked with him, like a few months ago, and I'm in the middle of getting my own made up. Actually, I just got a video from him today, and I don't want to do. I did a little. He's got him spinning around, shows the cape in the background, and he has, as you can see from the picture, interchangeable hands.
Yeah.
And he did a 2-minute video of it, and I broke it down to like about 30 seconds, and I put a bit of a song behind it. I am Canadian.
Yeah, that'll get us yanked. don't put music on here, man.
Yeah.
Nobody ever finds copyright free music.
Yeah. Well, I put it up on my YouTube, and it just means that YouTube video is not getting any money for me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I'm not worried about that because I don't have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours watched.
Eventually, it'll become a thing. So you've already got somebody's grabbed this one because it is a cool looking action figure, and it's a big action figure, 8 inches tall. That's gosh dang,
that's about as big as your
I have
head,
a ruler
probably.
here. If I put him on my shoulder, he comes almost to the top of my head.
Yeah.
So that's look at Marvel Legends Hulk for reference on something like that.
Yeah,
that'll be a good.
and he did use, I think, a Hulk base for it because I described the Canadian Shield's build as Hulk-like.
Oh, yeah, that's cool looking. All right, so I think that takes us down to stretch goal land. You've got these.
Yeah, that's the Canadian Shield one for anybody that was not around for the first campaign. They can either get my cover or Dillert's cover as an add-on. Dillert's cover is slightly more because I have slightly less of them left. So
sure.
And I'll admit it's way better.
and a fan art cover, alternate cover of fan art by Elric Ayuga.
Hey Yuga. I meant it's Hey Yuga. I need to change that second E to an H.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a big manga fan and a big fan of mine, and he wanted to do a cover for me. So I'm like, okay, So he did the pencils and the inks, and then I colored it and all that.
So she is flying here above the installation down here.
Well, she's more pushed herself way off the ground with like snow pillars, ice pillars. Although at about that height, she'll be able to fly.
Okay.
With her arms open.
And you also have keychains. You're a wood burner?
No, this is done by my friend Mallet CNC Works, as it says there. He has a YouTube channel, and I'm getting him to do them, and for a good price, and they're available for $5 each Canadian, or all 3 of them for 12 Canadian.
No, these are cool. And look how easily you can read that when they're all the same color. Come on now. You hit 1,000 and you're halfway there. So no reason to think you won't. You'll have Canadian Shield stickers. Are you talking like, die cut of the figure or?
Yeah. Well, not that figure, but I have a image that John Dillard did a few years ago that that's really good for doing, would be really good for stickers. In fact, it's on t-shirts on my Teespring.
Okay. And then at 1,500, we'll get Snowdrift stickers. Is that also a John Dillard picture?
No, I'm probably going to use the image from my cover. I'll take away all the background and it'll just be her. Probably with this, maybe with the snow, maybe with the snow not coming out of her hands.
Flit says that action figure is almost as big as he is, if you know what I'm saying. Nod, wink, wink, say no more. So risks and challenges, other ways, the impact, blah, blah, blah. Stuff nobody reads because honestly, we quit right about the point we had get this perk. At least I do. That's how I go through Kickstarters and Indiegogo. It's like, yep, buy that one. The team, sure. Yeah, nice pictures. I'm not reading it. So we are at the top of the hour, and this is the point where I suppose I should reload this and see if anything has happened. Forward motion. We would like to see that from 561. We have landed at.
Ooh,
you've gone backwards. I have hurt you.
No, well, I think that's not so much you as you're dealing with American dollars compared to my Canadian and the exchange rate fluctuating.
Oh, geez. We're sitting here losing money while we're talking. We better end this stream before you have nothing left.
Well, let's see on my end. My end is probably the same. I haven't done it. It says 720 Canadian, 9 backers. It's gonna still say 9 backers, and I refresh and it still says 720 Canadian.
Okay.
So I haven't lost money. Like I said, it's just that fluctuation of the Canadian American dollar.
I thought that thing only adjusted once a day, but apparently not.
Well, at least not on here, anyways.
Oh man, I was like, that's never happened before. I've never gotten anybody refunds.
Yeah, well, it said 9 it said 9 backers beforehand, and it still says 9 backers.
Yeah, so. I should have. Somebody cut out of their $25 book and went back for a $20 book or something. Give me the cheaper one. All right, Rick. It's been fun talking with you about your books here, man. I'm real happy for you. You're doing what a lot of people talk about doing and never get around to doing. You're actually making it happen.
Yeah.
You're, a number of books now into your own product line, into your own publishing house, and obviously you've got plans for making this bigger and wider. Yeah.
My goal has always been to make a comic book company / universe, not just to put out a comic book.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot more fun when you have more toys on the table to play with.
There's too many in our community that are just going for a book.
Yeah.
When you want to make it sustainable by offering, more than like 3 or 4 books, of the same character, and then you don't know what you're doing. Yeah,
you can put out more books. More books per month. You get multiple writers. You put a publishing house on top of it. Yeah, that's a big jump.
Yeah.
But thank you for bringing the Canadian Shield and Snowdrift here tonight. It's been a lot of fun talking with you about them.
Well, thanks for having me too.
Glad to do it. Folks in the chat, thank you so much for being here tonight. We don't have a show without you. We're just a podcast falling in the woods otherwise. And as always, while you were here, we just hope you had a blast. Good night.